Hello guys, how are y'all? I hope everybody is doing wonderful. So this video is a little bit different, and these videos coming up will be a series of me participating in Rachel and her sister Sarah's, I think it's volume 8. I've participated in one volume before. I can't remember which one it was, but I've shown you guys the panel that I made, and I just plan to add more and more, make other panels and attach and make more of those. So what I decided to do, and this is how it'll work for me because of my jumping back full-time into the PhD doctoral program, into the doctoral program. So school is about to start. It's around the corner, but I don't want to talk about any of that. I want to talk about this, and this will be a focus for me. So my goal is to make sure that at least once a weekend, likely on a Sunday, because I don't go to church. I grew up in church, raised my daughter in church, but I don't do church or any religious affiliated anything anymore. I just say my prayers at night and in the morning when I wake up and hope for the best. And when I pray, I'm praying to God and Jesus and rainbows and Buddha and Guadalupe and my loved ones. Okay, so anyway, I don't do church on Sundays is all I'm saying. So I have time on Sundays in between reading practices and writing and homework and grading, because I am teaching a class this semester. I'm actually going back to my old stomping grounds, but it's a little bit different. So, when I wrote my syllabus recently, I had to do a lot of new policies and all kinds of new stuff in there, in that contract, in the syllabus, because the syllabus is a contract. Anyway, okay, enough of school talk. I'm not doing that here. So I am going to participate in Rachel and Sarah. They're at Roxy Creations. Roxy Creations Rachel, Roxy Creations Sarah. Everybody knows them. I am not linking their channels because everyone knows them. It would be a moot point to do that. So I just picked out, I have several beautiful linens. I have so many beautiful things that I have hoarded for myself and kept and set on for a long time. I have, as a matter of fact, this is a piece from a thrift store I bought a while ago for $10 at one of my favorite thrift stores. It's hard to come by this kind of stuff now. It just goes really quickly, I think. And so I've included for my substrate, I have chosen some of this beautiful ecru linen, beautiful linen that's easy to stitch through. So I'll take a nice cut of that. And it's big, it's huge. Let's look at what the size is again. And I also have some beautiful pieces that I say from Tamara's beautiful, wealthy, healthy boxes that she sent me a while ago. And so this is 770 by 100. Okay, sorry, I got interrupted. Okay, so yes, so this, and then of course I have some other ones. So I'm going to take a nice slither, big, nice slither of this, and I'll have to be sort of careful because I do want to have this as a background under this is what I'm thinking. I don't want that just to be that can't be my substrate like that, right? So I'm going to figure that out and work through that. So I'm going to take a piece of this, which is gorgeous, and it's a lot of it, tons and tons and tons of it. So there's that. And then I'm going to add in this gorgeous white, and it's not like stark white linen, but it is beautiful. I mean, and I literally could have just used this as my complete substrate, but I wanted to do some different colors, and then I'm thinking of something really cool later on when I start to add to my first panel that I participate, first and only panel that I participated in with them. So there's that. So I'll use some of that. And then I have this piece, and this is pretty much a table, like a small tablecloth. So I'm going to take a slither of that, and again, I'll probably use this linen and attach it. This is a table runner, excuse me. Attach, you know, some portion of this to it, so that I can still have these little, you know, beautiful little patterns, motifs there. And then look at the edges of this one. It's really pretty, if you can see that. So that's what I'm thinking. I hope that Rachel and Sarah, and I know we're all busy. We all, you know, are doing, for the most part, working and kids and all that kind of stuff. However, if, you know, it's a, kind of a series, I'd like to see stitching on film too, as opposed to only composition. I love the composition part, but I need to see stitching so that I can learn how to add in pieces like this. So I noticed Rachel had a beautiful sort of netty piece, and I want to see how she stitches that in. Now, one thing for me, and this is my style, I like my stitches to show. I'm not going to do any invisible stitching. Now, I may do the invisible stitching, but it won't be invisible. You'll see my stitches. That's one of the reasons why I created that long red, black and yellow flower on my, let me just show you quickly, on my panel that I did before. So this piece here, I just love that. I'm not trying to hide my stitches at all. And so I want my stitches to be seen. I want, there's my daughter's, one of my daughter's favorite sayings is, "Oh dear." She used to say that all the time. I hear a lot of ladies saying that too. There's a piece that I stitched when I was sitting with my mom. Bitch stitching is okay too, because it is. And then just a host of fun stuff. I had such a good time with this, and I haven't been able to participate in other of their challenges, their, you know, their volumes, or whatever they're called. I don't quite remember, but anyway, whatever they're called, they're all volumes, right? I got this woven, how to do that. I've learned a lot from K3N on how to do woven fabric. I love that. I'll be doing a lot of that on this project as well, because I like the look of it. This is where a friend helped me, didn't help me, just took my needle and started basting down this doily there. And yeah, so anyway, just a lot of fun. There's my mama's little doll, a debutante from a doll dress of hers from the 40s. And so anyway, so that's, I hope that they show a lot of the stitching. If they, I know Sarah works, I think, or does something full-time. I'm not sure what she does. Maybe she's a soccer coach. I don't know. But anyway, I know she's something where she's busy a lot. So, but I'm hoping, please girls, I hope y'all show stitching. The composition is beautiful. That's really fun for me. Very relaxing. But I want to see some stitching on these different types of textiles, so that I can learn how to do that. And if, you know, if it doesn't work out, or it doesn't work in their, for their convenience, then I'll figure it out, because I do have a book. And then so the first prompt is a doily. So I'm going to be working on today. I have a little bit of time. And also, before I show you the doilies that I chose, and then I'm off, my videos will come late. I probably won't be on time, like I was not on time in finishing the panel I just showed you. I had to do it, you know, while I was in school. I was teaching, actually, at the time I was doing that panel, teaching like a lot of classes. I'll just leave it that way, like full-time teaching at different universities, and for different universities. So anyway, I will participate in this, but I'm just going to sort of upload my videos after I've finished some, or I may just, you know, make them as I go and then upload them. But I am participating in this wonderful fun. I love stitching. I've always hand stitching, machine stitching. No, ma'am. No, 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 no. So let me show you what I picked. This was from my grandmother's house, and it's pretty, you know, it's got some stains, and this was my grandmother's. Okay. And I've had that for a long, long, long time. I had several other pieces from her in my big tubs of stitchery stuff that I've saved and hoarded, but this came from my grandmother's, and it's got a stain, and I'm leaving that there, so I have the option to use that one. This one is also from my grandmother's house, and it's a blue little doily. And so in my grandmother's home, smokers, you know, smokers palooza. So some of it doesn't smell like smoke anymore, but it's got that coloring even after laundering. Now I haven't laundered these at all. I don't really launder stuff. It is what it is when I get it. And when I send it to people, I don't wash anything because I'm not an expert like that on washing delicate things like that. I don't. Okay. I don't even use a dryer to dry clothes. I use a washing machine. I don't use a dryer. I just let my clothes hang up and naturally dry. So there's that one. I could use that one. And this one is from just, you know, my scavenging around. So that one's really pretty. And I'll decide once I get my substrate together, I'll decide which of these I'll use. I may want to use that one. I like that one a lot. And then I have this tiny little one. That's linen filet crochet. And this little tiny one. So I might find spaces for those. I could avocado dye those if I wanted to, but I just want to get down with it. And I definitely am. I have two of these. These are really beautiful. I definitely want to, these are old, antique, want to carve that time out, because I'm starting to feel like if I'm 100% invested in my doctoral work, not to mention that my husband and I sell at a local flea market, which it's a lot of work. It's a lot of packing up in his van, unloading, repacking, unloading again. And so it's just a lot too. These are not complaints. I'm just telling you. So I'm definitely adamant about making sure that I reserve something fun, relaxing, that's not academic, that's not peddling, selling, that's not you know, go, need to do this, need to do that, deadline. Although this has deadlines, but for me it doesn't, because I'm pretty sure I won't meet the deadlines when things are over. And so that's why my videos will come up. You know, you'll just have to keep watching my channel to see when I post. So I also have this beautiful damask linen tea towel that's really pretty. So I could use either some of these blues, and I'm going to go with colors that I generally don't, I tend not to choose, you know. My colors are teals and greens, black. Those colors are my colors. And so I'm going to try something different and try to get out of my little comfort zone. This is a doily piece that I could cut and use parts of, or leave it as is. I'm thinking about. I really love this. I shared some of these pieces in my last gathered stitchery boxes. And then for larger pieces, let's see, do I have any more doilies? Oh, I really love this piece. This came off an old, I don't know if it was a napkin holder to hold napkins, Kleenex, and because this fell over. And then there was a beautiful linen piece. You can see where I've cut it out very beautiful old linen that I've gifted, put in a Happy Mail box. That's, you know, because this is really old stuff. And I just cut that piece off, and this is kind of what I, you know, came up with in terms of keeping. So I might use that. And then I do have this piece here that I really like a lot, and this is, oh, this is so beautiful. This is so pretty. Very, very, very pretty piece. And so I probably will use that. It's got that nice Battenberg, that ecru kind of look to it. So these are the doilies that I've picked out, just for fun for now. And I'm pretty sure while I am building my substrate, I'm going to add somewhere on my quilt one of Sophia Jiang's pouches. These are one of the little bags that came in where she hosted her silk ribbons in, and I definitely am going to stitch that down so that my quilt has a very light pouch. And when I think of pouch, I think of Kate in the Nest. I love her work. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with her work. It's just so hands down, no rules, fun, whimsical, you know, just really fun, eclectic and fun and beautiful. And her colors are just, they just say love and joy and happiness and all the stuff, right? So this is going to go on my quilt somewhere, and this will memorialize the beauty of Sophia and the beautiful things that she's given me. And one of these pieces, I'm pretty sure I had a lot of stuff, but I still have a lot of that Tamara gave me. But you know, I'll be memorializing a lot of little things from people that I have, things that were gifted to me. And then here's this really dingy yellow pillowcase that's probably gonna become part of my substrate. It's this, I'm sure this is it, the color is not yellow, it's just dingy. You can see here on the edges there, maybe the dinginess. And so it's a cotton, big cotton pillowcase that I will work into the substrate. And it has, you know, folding stains. You probably can't see that well, but there's folding stains there. Here's some stains here. You can see that there. Almost looks like avocado dye, but I'm going to use that. I've had that for a long time as well, so I'm going to add that just for color's sake and contrast, and break up some of that, you know, the ecru white palette. And then I have this piece here. This is the last piece. I've got a couple of hankies here. This is the last piece. I might save the hankies. I don't know. That could be a prompt. If not, I'll probably use those as just building and layering things. Okay, so we'll see. But if it is a prompt, it doesn't matter because I have plenty of hankies. And we can always substitute things, right? So this piece here is chewed and in beautiful shape, however. And so let's see, where's the front? Here's the front of it here. You can see the hand stitches on the back there. And so this is a beautiful piece, and I will probably use some of that, and that'll probably go for layering, layering purposes. And it's kind of a ecru-y kind of color with these blue florals, these blue hand stitch florals that you can barely see. And this has a stain. And so, and by the way, stains to me don't matter. I love stains. They are storytellers. They are also prompts for one to build around and storytell in your stitching. I like that idea a lot. So stains don't bother me. I'm not picky like that. I just want to enjoy the process and the look. I love that things come from somewhere else and carry a narrative with them. And so I'd love to capture that narrative and possibly recreate a different narrative around it, if I choose to. Okay, so that's my beginning, guys, and I will come back. My videos will post. Videos will post slowly but surely, but I am participating. I'm making this a promise on camera right now. And so, yeah, hopefully some of you will give your hand, try your hand at some slow stitching. I just love it. I come from a family of stitchers. Every single woman in my family stitched. My mom, not so much. But you know, she sewed buttons on my grandfather's shirts and my dad's shirts, and my brothers and my clothes, if we needed, and even my daughter's clothes. And so and also, before I go, these are a few hankies that I might put in as far as background layering. There's one. This is a solid white one with a pretty little edging, and here's a pink and blue one. I've had these for a while. I was gonna put these in my sale, but I just decided to keep them. This stuff is hard. It's becoming more expensive, I should say. You can find things like this still, but it's more pricey now because of what we do, I think, in the junk journaling world and the stitching world, the crafting world. And there's a round one. I'm not a round person. I don't really care for round things. But who knows? I might go out of my little, I don't like that, and I don't like this comfort zone, and try something different. There's a yellow hanky there with some purple edging. I think I've shown you guys that way back when before. And lastly, pink. I'm definitely not a pink person at all, but pink is just not a color that I like, or I think it's pretty for some things. Now, what Kate in the Nest do with pink, hands down, it's magnificent, majestic. What she does with pink and orange and yellows, oh my God. I just like, whoo, bow down, bow down. Okay, anyway, guys, so that's it. So my videos will come. I will get myself together, but I'm gonna have to carve out my time, you know, the stitching time, carve it out, and try my best to spend at least an hour, maybe a little bit more, on Sundays when I'm not at the flea market. But I also have some downtime at the flea market. Sometimes once we get set up, you know, we just kind of sit under a big tent and, you know, just kind of talk with people, wait for people to come by and shop. And so usually I read during that time, but you know, I might start taking my Huswiff, my Carla Frazell Huswiff. And if you didn't know or remember, let me just show you, let me just remind you of what that looks like. I still have it nice and neatly wrapped up. This is my Carla Frazell Huswiff, honey, and I am excited to take this with me and use it as I go out, when I have to go out and have to stitch, when I'm away from you know, my room, my stitching room. Let me just open this up again for you so you can kind of see what's in here. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Damn. This is so cool. Oh my God, this makes me happy. This is like Christmas for me, guys, for like a long time. Christmas. Look at all the little bits and goodies that she put in there. And there's more. I don't even know if I showed you guys the bits and goodies that she gave me. Some of this might have come from my book when she sent me that beautiful, gorgeous book I have. I don't know, but let me get it separated. I got all my stuff in one thing, and I have to separate it because her stuff is, oh, it's just magnificent. Okay, so these are some of the bits. Carla Frazell, Carla E Creations. Look at these little pretty things. They're so pretty. Little tiny bits, guys. I'm gonna have so much fun. This is gonna be my, you know, I always say, and I'm not criticizing, you know, I don't understand why, well, I shouldn't even say that. Let's just talk about me. I've never, God knows I have many reasons I should have seen a therapy, should see a therapy, for many reasons. But I've never seen a therapist because I work through my shit myself. I'm just like that. I was raised that way. As long as I have the tenacity and resilience and the mindset to work through. And again, most of my trauma comes from death, a lot of death. And so this is my therapy right here. This helps a lot right here. So I'm just grateful for this. And so I'm going to leave some of this in here. Just all these little bits that she put in here, little scrap pieces that I will definitely use and keep in my Swift. And so I call it a mobile traveling station, a traveling stitching station. Just gorgeous pieces. Look at this. But the proper term is Swift. Love it. Okay. Anyway, so I will be, I still have my cards and all my goodies in there that she put in there. Look at this. Look at that quilting there. And look at the stitching she's done. Ooh, I think Carla needs to make these and put some in her shop. No pressure. Because I would definitely gift these, buy them and gift them to friends that I think would enjoy them for whatever reason, stitching, whatever purposes. Okay, I'm gonna have to put that all back in there because some of it came out of my bag here. Okay, and then there's some, oh, look in here. I'll organize this when I get off camera. Look at the scissors that she's put in there with the little thing. And look at that. I was using my stitching box, looks like this. Let me just show you guys quickly, and then I'm out of here. Oh, boy. Texas is hot, guys. It's so muggy. I always say that, right? But it's so true. This is the box I was using for my stitching stuff. Let me just put this back. I'm going to have to fix this in a minute. Put it back the right way. I still had it in its packaging. Let's see. Some of this came from my grandma. My grandmama. Okay, let's see. Hold on, guys. I got it. Oh, here we go. Here's my box. This is what I've been using. One day I was waiting for my car to have some work done on my car, and this is the box that I was using. This is my stitching box. So, and I think I had this, I took this one time a while ago to the flea market, and this is a little book I made. This is when I was working out my daughter's words. Oh, dear. That was one of her favorite sayings. But look at this little tiny needle book I made. I think I put one of Carla's little clusters on there. And there's the back of it. I was practicing my, what do you call that? I forgot what stitch that is, but y'all know what it is. And then so inside my little book, I made this in one setting while I was sitting and waiting for some work to be done on my car. There's my needles. It's just little scrappy pieces. Some pins. I'm going to need those pins now. And some more little cute pieces. And there's the back of it. There's a pin holding it down in there somewhere. But yeah, isn't it cute? It's so cute and teeny tiny. I love it. I just made that in one setting and I just crisscrossed. That's supposed to be the spine. Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad to have, so I can transfer minimally to my now Swift and use it because that's going to be so much fun. Okay, guys, I will say goodbye. I am headed to do some schoolwork already. I turned in my syllabus and I have to add some new things to it because it's a brand new, freshly written, newly written syllabus with some new ideas. I think I told you guys that. So I've got a few things I need to tweak on it and turn that back in and get it posted for my students. And then, yeah, I'm just going to dive right in to some grant work and some community work and grant funded work starting. I have a meeting on Friday, so I'll keep y'all posted. Now, if you don't see any videos from me, I'm still stitching, but I will upload them as I go when I can, and just post them so that you can see my work and see what I did and what I've done. And thank you to Sarah and Rachel for y'all's the challenge, for the fun, and for really kind of jump starting I can't say a new avenue of stitching, because G's Bend, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of G's Bend, GEE''S Bend. There's a whole bunch of black stitchers in that it's a stitching community, women of color, and they've been doing this kind of thing for a long time. It's a generation after generation sort of a dissension, actually, of stitchers. And so there's a documentary that you can watch on G's Bend. You can watch it even on YouTube. I will link it down below, so that way, if you're interested in seeing stitchers before we became stitchers, stitching way down, and generations passed down of women of color stitching. Okay, so I'll link that. Okay, I'm cutting it off. Thank you guys. I will post this video so y'all will know what I'm doing, and I will post videos as I can. Okay, bye.